The measurement system analysis assignment using an Xbar and R chart is not only one of those assignments students frequently get incorrect, but also one in which they struggle to reset their thinking and understand how to manipulate these control charts for measurement system analysis. So in this video, I'm going to go step by step through the exercise and explain in detail how these work. Welcome to this week's Technique Tip episode. I'm Pyzdek Institute Master Black Belt Kevin Ryan with tips for Lean Six Sigma students. So when performing a measurement system analysis using the Xbar and R chart and not really understanding how to assess discrimination and repeatability, students typically get stuck and cannot escape their thinking. And this really isn't a surprise. You may have only just got your head around using control charts for processes and now deal with this curveball of using a control chart for measurement system analysis. Now, I will stress we do state in the assignment to pay attention to the lesson, especially sections 1.6 and 111. So I'm really just going to emphasize what is covered in the lesson. Okay, so let's do the assignment exercise. Let's collect the data, create and interpret the Xbar and R chart, and draw a conclusion about the measurement system. So we're going to take our 5 sheets of paper and tear them roughly in half. We're going to number the sheets, we're going to randomize their order, we're going to measure using our Gage instrument, record the data, and then we're going to randomize again, measure and record. So first we're going to tear the paper without any mechanical aids. Next, we number our sheets of paper, samples 1 through to 10. To begin, we're going to shuffle to randomise our samples, and then using our ruler measuring to 1 millimetre or to 1/32 of an inch. We're going to record our sample measurements as we go, and then at the conclusion of sample 1, we're going to reshuffle the paper to randomise before taking the sample 2 measurement. So we'll remeasure, record each of the sample measurements, and we're done with the data collection. So what students forget after taking the lesson is that the control limits tell us something very different when used in a measurement system analysis. It's important to understand when using control charts for measurement system analysis, we are not looking at a process over time, but rather the control chart in MSA is looking at just a few data points of the measurement in the same time frame. I will use the control charts and data collection table to try and demonstrate this. So looking at our data table, we have sample 1 with 2 observations, then the average of the observation 1 and 2, and then the range of observation 1 and 2. Our average value includes both the part and measurement system variation, whilst the range only includes the measurement system variation. We look for 2 things in our R chart. Firstly, the number of data categories and whether the chart is in control. So let's look at our R chart and assess discrimination. Remember, this is the ability of the measurement system to divide measurements into data categories, which means the measurement system can detect slight differences in the values of what you are measuring. If your measurement system can't detect these slight differences, then the Xbar chart is not valid to further consider in the MSA. Now our chart has very few categories, and we can see this from our data table as well. So next we look at whether the R chart is in control. If so, then the appraiser is consistently repeating measurements. However, if it's not in control, the appraiser is not capable of consistently repeating measurement. So if we have adequate discrimination and our appraiser is capable of repeating measurement, i.e. good repeatability, then we can look at the Xbar chart. It has wide limits, meaning it's not capable of distinguishing between samples. So overall, in this example, we have a poor measurement system. Okay, so I reran the measurements being more careful this time. So let's look at our charts and compare them to my first data set. So looking first at the R chart. So from this chart, we can say that we have more than 5 categories of measurement in our chart, which means we have sufficient discrimination, and also that this chart is in control, meaning the appraiser is able to consistently repeat measurement, i.e. repeatability. Also note that the R bar value is approximately 0.016, considerably lower than the previous example, and we'll see the implications of this in the Xbar chart above. So here we can see that because we had a lower R bar value from our R chart, The upper and lower control limits are much narrower and most of the data points are out of control, which means that the measurement system is capable of distinguishing between samples, and so in this example we have a better or adequate measurement system. So that wraps up this exercise. I hope this video has helped you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. To get future technical tips, please subscribe and click the notification bell to be alerted of the latest videos.